So you'll hear about a lot about self-enhancement tonight, SEI. Has anyone heard of SEI in the room? Cool, good. There's a lot of us in the room today, so you'll hear a lot about it. So we're going to start off. My name's Marie Manuel. I'm a program manager at SEI, and we're going to talk about our rewards program. So just to kind of run you through what we're going to talk about with our presentation, here's a little bit of an agenda. We're going to introduce ourselves and then the problem we're faced with and hopefully a solution that you can help with so that we can have an impact to these youth and communities. So this is our team. I'm Marie Manuel. I'm a program manager at Self-Enhancement. This is Tim Greenidge over here. He is another program manager at Self-Enhancement, and this is Jabri Willis, also a manager at Self-Enhancement. So who is SEI? So Self-Enhancement is a multi-service organization that provides wraparound services to over 17,000 youth and families in the Portland Metro and East Portland areas in the state. What does that mean? That's a lot of mumbo jumbo, basically to say that we provide a lot of services for underrepresented youth and communities that are also underrepresented. So what that means, for example, the part that we're going to talk about today is expanding learning opportunities and teaching every child that, like our mantra says, life has options. So this just kind of shows a little bit of the impact that self-enhancement has in this community. Over 16,000 youth and families receive SEI support, and what that means is that we have youth that receive mentorship in school sites. We are in over 5 school districts now. We also provide services for parents and guardians because we know that when there's underserved youth, there's also an underserved parent or guardian. So we make sure that they have wraparound services. But what we're going to focus on today, just to show you kind of the scope of services that self-enhancement does, we have in-school programs, out-of-school programs. We also have community and family programs. But we're going to mainly focus on our in-school and after-school and kind of those expanded learning opportunities for our youth.
All right. So in order for us to achieve a lot of the statistics that you guys just saw that Marie shared with you guys, one of the tools that we kind of use in our tool belt is an incentive-based system to further student engagement with our programs. And so just understand, as Marie said, a lot of the students that we serve come from underserved communities that just honestly face a lot of barriers that prevent them from succeeding. And so, kids honestly are constantly being told, what they can't do, how disruptive they may be, or just pure out being told no. So at SEI, we honestly just want to change that narrative and be able to tell our kids yes. And so we came up with an incentive-based program for our students, like I said, to further the engagement. And so right now, currently, we have basically a point-based system for our students that they can earn points throughout the year based on either good behavior, grades, or positive participation. And so in SEI world, points can translate into cool experiences, cool trips. They can translate into gifts, rewards, or awards, and they can honestly translate into call or cash that we can give out to our students. And so honestly, for me, one of the best opportunities that I've been able to experience with our what we like to call our babies is their trips. A lot of our kids get to experience their first time, you fill in the blank, with us. First time leaving the state, first time getting on an airplane, first time just going to a nice restaurant, and we get to be a part of that experience at SEI. And so here are just a couple examples of how kids can earn points in our program. They can earn points by attending after-school programming, being engaged with the program, which is correlating to participation, participating in leadership events. This past, I think 2 weeks ago on Saturday, we had a day of service at SEI where a lot of our students came to SEI. We went out into the community and went to food banks, went down and fed the homeless, went to retirement homes to serve on our elderly folks, just to give back to the community. So students were able to earn points doing that. They are able to come to SEI and have 45 to 50 minutes of tutorial time to honestly better their academic careers. So they get points for that. And then also just being called out for doing great things, cleaning up the cafeteria or being leaders or just, helping out here and there are specific ways that students can earn points in our program currently. With that being said, our system is really honestly old and outdated, and it needs to be renovated at this point. And so some of the challenges that we are facing currently right now is that, one, our data in our point system is just not real time. So with the student, they have a coordinator that they're designated with who's able to track points and updates their points basically on a point chart like you can see here in their room. So if a coordinator gets kind of backlogged and doesn't update the points routinely, then they never know where they're standing really. So we want to change that. There can be human error in that. They're not calculating the points correctly. They may come up with a couple of missing points, which can affect their incentives. Limited visibility. So the only place that students really can go to see their points is if they go to their coordinator's office. So sometimes they may miss their coordinator, or the coordinator's not currently in their office, so they can't see where they are. Also, the static information. We really want to expand and be able to go further and beyond the incentive-based programs by maybe teaching students about financial literacy and just doing so much more with the point system than what we have right now. And then lastly, the lack of equitable and universal criteria. So currently, there's not necessarily a uniform way to do points all the way around. A middle school kid's points may look a little bit different than a high school points. There's just not that uniform criteria that we need in order for this system to be equitable across the board. So with all that being said, we believe that we do have the solution, and I'm going to let my man Jabri take it from here.
How's everybody doing? All right. All right. So our solution is the SEI Rewards Program, and so it's basically our way of digitizing our point system. So the concept of tracking rewards digitally is not a new concept. If you go to an arcade now, there's no more tokens. Everyone gets a card and all the points from the card, and that's the way that you do it. Most of our credit card carriers, the more money we spend, the more points that we accumulate. So the SEI Rewards Program is going to be similar to that nature. So this is going to do a couple of things for us. It's going to allow us to track attendance and participation. It's also going to allow us to track those students' points. And then it's also going to allow our students to view the rewards that they can earn and also redeem those points. And some of the benefits from that we see is this is an excellent opportunity to introduce our kids to financial literacy. So you'll learn about saving your points, about maybe you don't want to go to Red Robin's, you want to save up to your 10,000 points so you're able to go to Disneyland, something of that sort. So we're able to introduce financial literacy to our students at an early age. And then also just a boost of morale. And also the biggest thing for us is kind of meeting students where they are and embracing technology. All of our students are pretty much glued to their phones. We want to meet them where they are. Next slide. All right, so students will be able to access the app from a desktop computer, from their mobile phones, and then ultimately from an SEI Rewards card. Almost think about it as an SEI debit card that has your points on it. And with that, just the opportunities for expansion and growth are endless with that one. So if we go on to the next slide here. So with that card, we can implement something like a student store. There's also opportunities for advanced financial literacy. Maybe you can borrow points. Maybe you can give a friend points. Maybe you can loan points on interest or something like that. So the opportunities of us teaching our students are endless. And then also, we can also use this same program for staff incentives as well. And then on a larger scale, this could also be an opportunity for an agency-wide communication platform. We can put out information to our staff through this app. We can also tell our community about events that are happening within this program as well. So, and then also, if this is a home run, which I'm sure will be from all the amazing people we have in the audience here, is that this is something that can be replicated for other community-based organizations. So, it's kind of, I'm going to get an impact really quick, excuse me.
Okay, so all the good stuff. Okay, so a lot of impactful points if this digitized point system gets implemented. I don't know about you, but who else gets really excited when they save up all their points, like from Fred Meyer or Safeway, and get that $1 off the gas? Listen, it changes your life sometimes. So it just, those rewards, right, makes you feel accomplished. So it creates this excitement and this individual accountability and basically excitement amongst their students. Also, now that we're entering a digital world, it helps us meet our students where they're at. So they don't want to be looking at the point sheet out in the hallway. That picture literally is a big board out in our hallway right now where students can look at where they're at in terms of points when they have their phone at all times. And there's computers in the computer lab where they can be checking their points. Also, the good part about it is it creates connections between students and parents. So if you're able to access your points on your phone or your computer, you can go home and actually log in to see and tell your mom, oh my gosh, I am 500 points away from earning a trip to a college trip, for example. So things like that just kind of helps bridge these gaps between parents and the youth. So I think that's all we have today.
Thank you.